to call my own. Yeah. Because everything else was yours.
And
But we'll talk about that thing. Now that you brought it up, I do have a memory of that. I was not allowed to breathe, move, or do anything in the bed when she got in. I had to turn and face the wall and just basically not move. So the reason I remember King Kong so much is because that was right where it was in front of my face. And it was the King Kong poster. He was standing on the World Trade Centers, and he had a jet in his hand on there.
So you were in first grade, right? I was in fifth.
Yeah, probably.
That was soon after the Dawkins. It wasn't too long. Halfway through your first grade.
Yeah, I was still recovering. And so then we move on to Grafenberg. Dad got the big advancement, and Grafenberg Methodist was live. And now we got our own parsonage, and it was really nice, full of mildew.
Walk of it.
Yeah, it was very. Anytime you flush the toilet, it'd bubble up on the side, our front yard. It wasn't the side yard, front yard. Even though you came out, the side was kind of your front. And the front was nothing. You didn't go out it.
Remember the stove in there? It was just like
that's how we had to live sometimes. In the wintertime, we'd just all sleep around the stove.
Remember when it blew up? I don't remember.
Yeah, blew up the dock, blew up with us too. Put sewer all over.
Oh my gosh.
The stove put sewer on
it?
The stove it blew up in the
soot. Oh, it's sewer. No wonder I was sick. The stove was blowing out sewer.
We had mildew coming up right by our bed like that.
Behind our bed.
By our head.
There was a cistern in the back. Delisa had this little room and this windows and has this little concrete porch back there. And the cistern was right there under it.
Yeah.
So I think all of that just added to it.
So part of our salad was rice water to beat the mildew back.
It was a terrible house. It was awful. We had to go through Jody's bedroom to go to ours. It was a little place. That's a bad house.
Once we finish this off the subject, remind me of werewolf dream, but I want to stay on the subject for now. All right. So we get to Grafenberg, and I have a lot of fond memories there. Actually, that's where she and Angie became good friends, and then I had Brad Hall on down the road a little bit. He always showed up for the family dinners at church. That's the only time he showed up, Brad Hall. But we also had David Dawson. David Dawson was always at his grandparents' house across the street. And now this is actually sad. This is not a fond memory. But Delisa had two white cats. One was Boo, one was Kit, and one was Caboodle, but I call it Kit and Boo. Boo, I remember being a little more friendly, Kit being a little standoffish on there. That's where I learned to train cats.
Train cats?
Yes, I learned to train them well, and I was known as the cat herder.
Those are different cats, because I didn't get Kit and Boo till Meadowbrook.
I think that's right.
No. Were they? Okay. Well, I think Boo survived. I'm going to tell the Kit story, because Boo survived. Kit did not.
No, I gave Kit to the Webbs.
Okay, so you must have got more white cats.
Reuben is a white cat.
Yeah, it was deaf.
Yes, white because blue eyes. Because I thought Boo was deaf.
No,
okay. He had blue eyes.
And then I had a little calico Fluffy.
Correction. Note. All right. Anyway, there were two cats. Okay, they were white and they were blue eyes. And I'd heard that if they're blue eyes and they're white, they're deaf. Okay, I remember that. So. Anyway, so Reuben, it was?
Reuben.
Which one is the one that Kojak had a friend?
I think that was.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So Fluffy, we were on the porch with Fluffy. Fluffy was actually probably pretty nice, and I was holding him. And then David Dawson loved the cats. He was a cat lover, and so David Dawson had the cat, and he was petting like this. And then there was this dog in the neighborhood or street. I can't really call it a neighborhood. The street. His name was Kojak.
To Wesley Penn.
Yeah, well, he wasn't little. He was a big dog, and mean. All he did was go around and kill things. And
well, this is not nice.
so David Dawson's on there, and then suddenly you just see a flash. Kojak jumps up on the porch, which there was no. I don't think there was anything stopping him. Yeah, jumped up on the porch, and the cat sees him, takes off, scratches David Dawson all the way across his stomach, but that wasn't the big deal. The big deal was immediately while the cat was in the air, Kojak grabbed him in the air and started shaking him and took off running. Now this was a cat I actually liked. The other cat that was there I didn't like. Oh, no. So it must have been the deaf one. Oh no. Because I chased Kojak on down. He went past Miss Zackham's yard. Is that who was next to us? Zachary? You used to mow for?
Jameson.
Miss Jameson's yard. And, yeah, Zackham was my teacher. Went down Miss Jameson's yard to the next, it's kind of like an unkept field, and started chewing him, basically making sure he was dead. Well, he saw me, he dropped the cat and took off running back to his house. Well, I was mad. So anyway, he went on back to Chad's house, because I think Chad was the owner of him, and he'd gone towards his backyard, and he was eating something else. And there was a huge rock. I don't know what came over me, but I, bam, went right over his head with that rock, flattened me. And he popped up. Well, you weren't there. Popped up and shook. And then he didn't do anything to me, but I went back. I went back. And the next day, he was hit by a car. He was on the side of the road.
He was a bad dog.
You hit him with the rock on the head?
Yeah.
He was a bad dog.
He was a bad dog. I was upset. He just killed the cat I liked.
He would kill all the animals.
Was
Yeah.
he chief?
He was like chief, but they didn't keep him chained up.
Yeah. So
Okay, so we would look over the fence and he'd be like, oh, I know that dog, I know that dog.
So we got to the point to where they were gone a lot, and she ended up being the babysitter. And
Kojak?
no, Delisa was the babysitter.
Jack, a dog being a babysitter.
I guess she wasn't that bad of a babysitter, but she had choice, and she always chose to watch the TV shows that were incredibly bad. Incredibly bad. The ones that had the life tracks on them, that kind of stuff.
Light tracks.
Laughing tracks. Carol Burnett.
Yeah.
All those kind of things. And then she'd think it was
You liked
funny.
Wonder Woman.
Oh,
he
I
loved
Wonder
Wonder
Woman. Yeah, but that was not one of the things that we.
With a smile she had.
But I really liked Knight Rider and Airwolf.
Oh,
And
Knight
those were
Rider.
on the same time that one of those shows were on. Mom and Dad were gone. Now, Elijah, I haven't ever told this story in front of you because you're never. Well,
I won't do it, don't worry.
I know you
do
won't,
it.
or you'll lose your life. So she decided she was going to watch this, and this was a to be continued episode. And it's not like now where you can just go right to it. You had to wait, and you waited the whole week, and you were wondering what was going to happen. And this was Knight Rider, and she said, "No, I'm watching this." I said, "No, you're not. I'm watching this." So we got into a little scuffle.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. And
A fist fight?
and anyway, she was stronger than me. I'll admit it.
Really?
She was stronger than me.
Okay.
Well, she was 4 years
Yeah.
older.
And while I tried, I couldn't succeed. So I had to use my noodle. And the decision was, what can I do to get to make sure that I can get through this and not be disturbed. So I decided to go to the kitchen and get the meanest looking butcher knife I could possibly
Oh my
find.
God.
And come out with it, said, "Go to your room, and if you tell Mom and Dad, I'll get you tonight." Okay?
Oh, did he do that?
I remember the knife. I don't remember that. I'll get you that. But yes, I remember going. Put that away.
So nowadays, I think I would go to some kind of therapy on there.
They could come get
But then, hey, it was survival of the fittest back then. We're talking almost 50 years ago. Okay? I mean, this is an old birthday we're talking about.
Yeah.
So it was a long time ago.
We were out ministering to other boys and girls.
Yes.
Other disturbed families.
Right. So I'll just stop there before I totally incriminate myself. But overall, she was a good sister. My fondest memory that I did talk about Grafenberg, and I've shared this multiple times, is something happened where she was guilty enough to be associated with me on there, whatever it was. And Dad, I could tell this was a fake spanking. It wasn't going to be real. It was a fake spanking. But evidently she'd never had one. Now, I'd had the real
That's
ones.
not true.
I'd have the real ones. I won't go into those details because he'd probably still be locked up. But anyway, he said, okay, everybody. So we're in Grafenberg, and couches behind us. He moved the coffee table. He said, okay, both of you get back to back, take a step away. And he had a paddle or something, whatever it was. And we had to bend down, and he went pop, 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 pop. Okay? Now, I'm laughing. She's crying. All right? Because I've had real beatings, and this was not one of them on there. And she's just crying. So anyway, evidently he turns toward her and starts feeling bad, and the anger moves toward me. So now I get a real spanking for making fun of her crying on it. Injustice, I say. Not that I remember this, just an injustice.
That's your fond memory?
Yeah, that she actually got a spanking, and she was impacted by it. Because, yeah, I don't remember the other things.
I remember us having to bend over the bed at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get both
No, this was a back to back. Yeah, this was a back to back. It was a fake one. It wasn't even real. Yeah. But now, I guess I was in my own bed, so you wouldn't have been a part of that one. But we'll wait. So we'll save that one for your 75th. On there. So, and then from there on, she started moving high school. I was middle school. We never saw each other anymore.
Yeah.
Basically, we were always 4 years apart. So she was in college. I was in high school.
What was
When
the
you got there,
war
they say, are you Delisa's brother?
Yeah. Oh,
Get
yeah.
that
That was
taken
the worst and the best.
Well, you went to West Middle.
Well, I went to West, but then I went to East my 8th grade year, so we moved over to Meadowbrook.
Oh, you're
So I
Delisa.
got there, and the teachers were really excited because another league was coming out.
Oh gosh.
And so anyway, a really notorious mean teacher said, "Oh, you're Lisa Leake's brother." I said, "Yes."
I'm just as sweet as I could be.
I got 2 days grace.
Uh-oh.
That was it.
Yeah.
I was actually, by 8th grade, I'd changed for the better. I stopped because he was threatening to start a Christian school.
He did.
We
He
did.
got you out of there. He got you out of there in ninth grade. What was the werewolf story?
Oh, turn that one off now.
Turn that one